Manchester United 1, Manchester City 4. Was not good look. It was not good look. But welcome to the breakdown on the United Hour. And myself and the boys, we're going to be taking it piece by piece, seeing what went wrong, what went right, and more importantly, how we could do better next time. Let's go. Welcome to the breakdown on the United Hour. I am President Chad, and inside the house here with me is the man Big Phil, the Bajan out there in Canada. We got some other folks coming on. They're going to be joining us shortly. But until they're inside the house, Phil, before we start to break things down, you just give me your reaction to what you saw there today. Am I hearing you, Phil?
You can hear me now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. First things foremost, happy Sunday to everyone. Good afternoon. My expectations were low, and it was a tale of two halves, right? We saw the first half, we played above average, and then the second half was totally different. We got bent right over like a tourist girl at Carnival. Oh my gosh. That is the best thing I can say, man. That second half, totally abysmal. But I'll get for we'll break it down even further as the program goes on. That's all I gotta say. My expectations were low, and I predicted 3-1 on the previous episode of the United Hour, but VAR and Riyad Mahrez had something totally different in mind. So
All right. Good afternoon to Martin, Philip, to Alex, to Suraj, everybody inside early. So we're going to be bringing Devin on the inside. Devin, what's your
Hi,
reaction?
good afternoon.
What's your reaction?
Well, I'm not surprised because unfortunately, being realistic, I did predict that we are going to lose that game, and it's not fun to be a United fan and predict a loss, but I don't want to be considered somebody that's just a biased fan and thinks we're going to win every match. And so it's more so upsetting because you see the difference in class between United and City. We were a team that was just set up to lose from the get go, which is what we said. Our only hope of winning this match was to beat them on the counterattack, which is what we predicted. And we showed a little glimpse of it with Sancho's equalizer. Okay, we can go toe to toe. And then we made some changes, and then City unfortunately showed that they were flat out the better side. And I hate to say that as a United fan, but just City were the better side today, and they deserved all their points. So it is what it is.
You say something there, and I think that's a very, very important thing to say. Um, I don't know. Yeah, I think what you said there is something very important in terms of today we were outclassed. We have been wrapped up in this top four push, and nothing is wrong with that. Champions League, being Manchester United, should be involved in the Champions League every season. So yeah, we looking to make that push to get into the Champions League. But then when you sit down and you watch United play against City today, and weirdly enough, we actually played better than we did the first time we played them in the league this
Correct.
season.
Correct.
So we played better. We still lost. We got legs here, but the gulf in the gap between City and Manchester United, you start to ask yourself, should we be in the top four? I mean, honestly, yes, we are supporters and we want to be in the top four. But Phil, does this team deserve to be in the top four? Talk to me.
Um, and I'll tell you why we don't deserve to be in the top four, right? Since Ralph was hired, right? During his campaign, we hadn't played a big six side, um, or we hadn't played teams that were competing for the Champions League spots, right? And yet we were still struggling, right? We were unable to replicate that performance versus Crystal Palace, and that was eons ago, right? Now, at the end of the day, you can't really go to Etihad and expect to put in those exact same performances. But nope, 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 nope. We have to realize that yes, we're Manchester United, but we don't deserve jack shit. Okay, just because we're Manchester United. At the end of the day, we still have to go on the pitch and perform for 90 minutes. You think UEFA is going to be like, yeah, that's Manchester United, three-time Champions League winners, and have the most domestic league trophies. Yeah, they automatically deserve a place in the Champions League. Nope, 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 nope. You still got to go on the pitch, perform for 90 minutes, and if the other team performs better than us, then that's on us. That's our own fault. Top four, our top four chances are looking very, very slim by the minute. We have to play. So we just finished playing Manchester City. Got to play Liverpool. Got to play Spurs as well too. Still got to play Arsenal again, right? So let's see. Let's see. I've already told people at the end of March we will probably be in the top 7.
Well, I just gotta let you all know. This is a teacup, but it don't have tea in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But after that kind of performance today,
All right then. All right then.
I think I could be excused. You understand? For taking a drink out of my teacup.
All right. I will just say it's a rum and coke. I will not say which brands, but I need a rum and coke after that match. So yes.
All right. So now that we all primed up with the good Caribbean stuff, you know what I mean? Let's break this mess down. So at the beginning, when the team was announced, no Cavani. Now I remember saying that I did not see Cavani train this week. During Ralph's press conference, I remember Ralph saying that Cavani trained or he was in training. I know I didn't see Cavani in training, but nonetheless, Cavani was unavailable. Then we heard that Shaw and Varane were also unavailable because of COVID. Thank God that it's only 2 players because we know how quickly you could have a COVID outbreak, right? It could easily have been more players. So Shaw and Varane was unavailable. And then we heard that Cristiano Ronaldo had his infamous hip issue. And the reason I say infamous is because the last time Cristiano Ronaldo had a hip issue, it was because I remember saying that nothing was wrong with Cristiano Ronaldo. Cristiano Ronaldo was told he wasn't starting, and he decided I not starting, I not coming. That was what game was that, Phil? You remember what game that was?
It had to be the game after the. Oh gosh, what was the game that Rashford came on and scored? I can't remember that game.
I can't remember who we played, but anyway,
Yeah.
the infamous hip issue returned today. Now there was some reports coming out that yesterday Cristiano left training in a huff and a puff. They were having a meeting and Ralph informed the team of who he was going to select, and Cristiano wasn't starting, and Cristiano did not remain for the rest of the meeting. He left in a huff and a puff, and he said, he sent a message, if I'm not starting, I'm not showing up. So Ralph came out today, and for the first time, let me tell you all something. I'm going to say this now, and you all could pay attention going forward, right? When Ralph Ragnick lies, he stutters. Today was the first time I saw Ralph stutter in a pre-match. They asked Ralph a number of questions, he answered straight. When they asked him about Cristiano Ronaldo's absence, Ralph was like, I and he started.
Sorry to interject, President Chad, but
No, go ahead. You
you're
saw it
not
too.
you're not the first person to say that today, right?
Correct. Correct.
There are about a good 4 or 5 people that message me. I say,
Oh well,
Phil,
okay. Well,
they said, Phil, listen to Ralph's response to Cristiano
yeah,
Ronaldo. And I
yeah.
went and I listened to it. I said, something don't seem right here. Something
So you
does
know,
not
I,
seem right here.
I just say, people is say a conspiracy theorists, but I just know what I'm talking about. I tell you, we have sources on the inside. So Ralph stuttered when he spoke about Cristiano Ronaldo and his hip issue. Now, I don't give Ralph wrong. I do expect a manager to come out and say Cristiano is a whiny baby. He was in the starting lineup and he just threw the team under the bus. That's not the way to do it. So Ralph did what he had to do in the best interest of the team. And we're not even going to talk about Cristiano Ronaldo because he didn't feature in the game. So maybe we could talk about that later in the week. But for right now, the breakdown, we're focusing on the game. I don't
But
want anybody.
we need somebody to blame. That's why.
No, well, that's what I'm saying. From right now, I don't want anybody throwing shade at Cristiano Ronaldo or there. So he didn't play. He didn't come off the bench. I'm just saying what was put out there in the public, right? We know he left training early, and the report is that he left training early because he wasn't in the team. But from here on out, we're not saying anything else about Cristiano Ronaldo, right? Let me just read some comments quickly as some people came in. David A. Gittins is saying every game we breaking the wrong records. 92% possession in the last 15 minutes. We had no shots on target in the whole second half. And I don't know how much shots we had at all. Right? Alex is saying, is Cristiano Ronaldo the problem? We're not having that discussion.
You can't
Not having
even
that
say that
discussion.
today. No, it's irrelevant today. So
Yeah, we're not having that discussion. Cristiano didn't play, so we're moving on. Martin says, if United makes top 4, would Ronaldo still be a member of the team? Ronaldo will be a member of the team.
Manager.
He'll be a member of the team until the end of the season. Mm-hmm. And we have Onyx reaching out from, Oxav, I should say, reaching out from Twitch, saying what's up, and what's up to you as well, my brother. Most everybody else is on Facebook and on YouTube. I don't know what's going on with your mic, Devin. You're sounding like you're underwater. So,
sounding better now.
All right. So we saw the starting lineup, and the starting lineup was David De Gea, Wan-Bissaka, Maguire and Lindelof, Tellez, Fred in the middle of the field, Pogba, Ilanga, Sancho, and Bruno Fernandes up top. Very, very close to our prediction. Very, very, very close. If you checked out our pre-match show or the end of the breakdown, we were very close. The formation was spot on. No Ronaldo was spot on, playing Bruno Fernandes as a false 3, as a false 9, as Big Phil was saying, it would be a good thing to do. We were spot on in our assessment of how.
Hey guys, just making sure you can hear me now, right?
Yes, we're hearing you good now.
Okay, yeah. Perfect.
Right. We were spot on in our assessment of what was going how. And we were also spot on in a lot of predictions. Big Phil predicted 3-1. He was off by 1 goal. Devin also predicted a loss. What was your score, Devin?
3-1.
3-1 as well. So our predictions were close. Well, their predictions was close. My prediction was a 2-2 draw. So I was definitely off. But let's jump into it, guys.
Oh, shoot.
The first goal.
4 minutes in. Yeah.
For me, I found when I like to look at teams when they're lining up. And I found when we were lining up, we looked a little nervous. And for the first 5 minutes, we played that way. So Kevin De Bruyne got a nice ball from Bernardo Silva, a nice cutback, and he slid it into the back of the net in the 4th minute. At that point, Big Phil, what did you think? Did you think from that point it's going to be a long day?
my seatbelt was on, and I said this is going to be another. I didn't use the word drubbing, but I just said, you know what? City have more goals in them, right? I honestly did not see where goals were coming from from a United fan perspective for us, but I knew City at least had two or three more goals in them. And don't get me wrong, City looked nervous in that first half as well too, right? But at the end of the day, City still crossed the line and put two past David De Gea in the first half, right? When I saw the first goal going, I was like, yep, I just checked to see if my seatbelt was on properly. I was like, yep, my seatbelt is on, and I'm here for the long ride. Here for the long ride, buddy.
Devin, I mean, KDB, Kevin De Bruyne looked like a man who came out to do the business today. He was on top of his game all game long. Clearly, and he wasn't the only one. If we want to talk about players that were head and shoulders above
Bernardo
the rest,
Silva looked good. Phil Foden looked good.
Mahrez.
Yes.
Let me ask you this, Devin. Did it look to you, because it looked that way to me, like they were targeting Harry Maguire's lack of pace? There was a particular ball,
100%, yes,
where Kevin De Bruyne slid through Foden, and he literally put it there and said, run that down.
Correct.
Because once you get it, Maguire not going to get it. I mean, on that particular occasion, Maguire got there. But talk to me. What did you see?
I could tell you
Maguire
this:
today?
if I were a City player, and the second that I heard Varane was out, I would have been licking my chops, saying, "Oh boy, you're gonna get licks today, boy." Here we go right now, because we all know, and it's out there for the open right now. Everybody knows Maguire is not fast. And if you even have a medium sense of pace, I'm not even talking Traore or Alanga pace or anybody right now. It's just you have a little bit of sense of pace, you will beat him right now. Because obviously we all know that Maguire is not justifying his 80 million price tag. So if I'm a City player and I find out Varane is out, that means you have Lindelof and Maguire. I will be licking my chops there, because you're already thinking it's his weaknesses are out there for the open. So that, all right, boy, we can test it right now. We can see what can happen now. So I would have been playing all those balls and say, all right, Maguire, we're gonna make you work today. If let's see, prove us wrong right now. We think right now you're not worth it right now. We can test you right now. I would have done the exact same thing that City did today. So they did it, and he was at fault for 2 goals today. I mean, you could argue that third goal right now, whatever. I still think that De Gea would have saved it if it didn't take that deflection off Maguire. But it is what it is, and I was just hoping it would not be just. How do we say this now? A bush bath. So yeah.
I had my opinion on the starting lineup, and here's what I said to many people on social media, whatever, right? Whenever we start Harry Maguire in our team, we're already down to 10 men. One.
Correct.
But wait, there's more.
If we have Ronaldo in a team, and also when we have to defend, we're down to 9. Right?
No. That's not what I was getting at, because a lot of people who like to hype up Bruno Fernandes, who doesn't perform in big games, he didn't perform today, so we're down to 9 men as well too. And I'll elaborate on that even further in the discussion.
Did he not get the? I thought he had the assist for.
You thought he got the assist? Rewind. Paul Labile, Pogba had the assist. Okay?
Pogba had the assist. Guys, I want to touch on a couple comments, because I think these comments actually could steer the direction of the conversation. So Brian Big is saying, get players, get a striker, get a good manager, get rid of Ronaldo, and thank him for his service and let him retire. I think Ronaldo's future is definitely in Ronaldo's hands. Manchester United is not going to be responsible for Ronaldo's future. Alejandra is saying that Harry needs to go.
Speaking the obvious. No, nobody disagrees.
I have been saying, and one of the things that I'm glad for is that Manchester United is linked with centre backs.
Correct.
I believe once we get a solid centre back, the person that is definitely falling out of favor is going to be Harry Maguire. Rafael Varane is going to have his position. Lindelof is going to have a position. But I see that being the final nail in the head for Harry Maguire. Bruno was on the field with players he is constantly compared to, says Kevin. Pogba, Kevin De Bruyne, Grealish, Silva, with nothing to show for it. This is our problem. This is Bruno Fernandes had a bad game, and it is a problem. Manchester United have a lot of problems, and we can't drop all on Bruno Fernandes' lap.
No, 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 no,
There's
no,
so
no,
many
no, no,
con.
no, 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 no,
Just
no,
now,
no,
just
no,
now,
no, no,
Phil.
no, 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 no,
Go
no,
ahead.
because a lot of players are compared to Bruno Fernandes because a lot of people are comparing Bruno Fernandes to Kevin De Bruyne. Bruno Fernandes cannot lace the boot of Kevin De Bruyne or even Phil Foden. At the end of the day, a lot of people are telling me, oh, have faith in Bruno Fernandes because he'll perform in the top six. As that comment said, he is our talisman. When Liverpool don't perform, people pick on Sadio Mane and Mo Salah. When City don't perform, they pick on Kevin De Bruyne. When other teams back in the day, like Barcelona, didn't perform, they picked on Lionel Messi. So most of this blame has to go to Bruno Fernandes, who did jack shit today. As that comment said, he is our talisman. And he did jack shit today. As I said, Bruno Fernandes does not perform in the big six. He doesn't. And I've been saying this for quite a while. People weren't telling me about an assist he had from Martial for a couple eons ago. Come on. Behave. Behave. Overrated. I've said it once and I'll say it again. Most overrated player at Manchester United. You can have the floor now, Mr. President Chad.
All I was going to say was that we have a lot of comments coming in, and we wanted to spend a little time talking about Bruno Fernandes. I was trying to set you up, Phil, but since you took the floor already, that was all right. Devin, we need to take a little bit to talk about Bruno Fernandes because when it was time to make substitutions,
He took off Pogba, and I
I
don't understand it.
personally thought that Bruno Fernandes was the person who should have come off. Now, don't
Correct.
get me wrong. It's not that Pogba was bossing the game. He wasn't. And sometimes, especially in the first half, he was being too slow on the ball. So it's not like it's not like they were far apart in their performances. But Pogba was still performing better in this game
Correct.
than Bruno Fernandes.
Correct.
So and for the first time, and I want the people listening to this conversation to weigh in and give me their opinion in the comments on what I'm going to say right now. For the first time, I looked at Manchester United with Bruno Fernandes on the pitch, and I thought, this team does not have a leader. There was nobody on that pitch that at least was able to galvanize the troops, was able to say, come on, guys. Okay, yeah, we down, but, we could do this. Because we know Harry Maguire is not a leader. So I wasn't looking to it for Harry, but normally in the past, Bruno Fernandes used to be that guy. But Bruno Fernandes has become more of a whiner. I do not know if, to me, since the arrival of Paul Pogba, every time Bruno Fernandes gets touched, he falls down on the ground. Not Paul Pogba, sorry, Cristiano Ronaldo. Every time Bruno Fernandes gets touched, he falls down on the ground. He whines, he complains, he seems to always have a sad face on, like he want to cry, and there was no leadership today. Talk to me, Devin. Did you see that, or is it just in my mind?
Yeah, I saw it before. There was no person from the United side today that was stepping up and saying, "Hey, look, we're gonna win this match. We can step up, and all right, follow my lead. We'll make sure this will happen." Um, to me, and I've spoken about this before. It just seems like they're quicker to speak on social media, on their Instagrams or wherever else, than on the pitch itself. And they'll put up some posts afterwards. We carry on. This is a loss, but we'll get together and we'll come through it and move on. And it gets old. I could care less what you say on there. If you're serious about this, you won't even post on social media. and you will show it on the pitch. But maybe it's because, and I can't believe I'm saying this now, because I still think I'm fairly young. I'm only 31, and I'm saying it's maybe it's a different generation thing now, because I don't care what you say online. To me, it's the same thing as when you talk, and to me, talk is cheap. I care about your actions. So all this talk
No,
right now is cheap. If you're serious about this, when you make that statement, if you have performances to back it up, I will take you legitimately. But right now, it's very hard for me to take anybody on that United side legitimately right now, except for maybe De Gea.
Let me go back to the Leeds game where Leeds equalized 2-2. Right, we won the game 4-2, but Leeds equalized 2-2. You want to know something that led up to the goal? Bruno Fernandes thought he was fouled, and he expected the ref to call that foul. Nope, equalizer, and
Entitlement.
that almost happened today with Phil Foden as well too. Right, Bruno Fernandes got fouled on the edge of City's box, and he expected the ref to call. When you play it back, Bruno Fernandes gets fouled, and he looks up like this here. Like if he looks up like this here.
He sits down on the floor. He's not even injured. He
He
literally
sits
sits
up.
down like
He sits up like this here, and he expect because right now when you're sitting down on the floor, it tells me that you have abandoned your team when it comes to defending as a unit, right?
Mhm.
And that is one thing Bruno Fernandes must stop relying on the referee. Because when you go down that easily, the referees are going to pick it up. About 10 games ago, referees probably had a discussion saying, you know what? Let's add this guy to the list because he goes down way too
Correct.
easily. Way too easily. And that is going to cost us in games to come. When
You,
that guy goes down too
I
easily.
am so happy that you brought up that point, because all I want to think that the referees don't talk, saying, okay, this player likes to go down easy, do this and whatnot too, and they do. We can have our disagreements and whatnot, but at the end of the day, we still have to rely on their decisions. So it could be, for example, Mike Dean telling Michael Oliver, this player he likes to look for fouls, he likes to cry, different things like that. So do not give him benefit of the doubt. And
You know what refs
that's what
discuss?
happened today. So yeah,
Refs discuss amongst each other two things, or
correct.
two of
And
many things,
it
right?
is exactly, you're saying exactly the same thing that I am saying too. They
Correct.
speak amongst one another, and so eventually you may have gotten away with a couple things here and there, but they will remember and they will talk, and then you won't be able to get away with it more. You have to adapt from there. And
Refs,
at the
ref,
end of the
ref,
day,
refs can
you
tell.
still should not rely on something like that for your performance. You should have
Refs,
your performance itself.
refs
Yes,
can realize or have a list of players who go down easily. Refs also have another list of players who are very aggressive when it comes to
correct,
winning the football, right? And
correct.
those players are more likely to get a yellow card within the first 30 minutes. Your Granit Xhaka's, even back in the day, Roy Keane's and Patrick Vieira's,
Mhm.
right? In today's footballing world, refs aren't accepting BS. You go down too easily, they will say play on. And I don't think
let
Bruno
me
Fernandes recognizes that.
I wanna ask you all a question. Because in the first year of Bruno Fernandes being at Manchester United, I don't remember him. This version of Bruno that we seeing is not the version of Bruno that
Yes,
to me
yes, you are,
we saw.
and I have the answer for that right now.
Well,
It's
tell me what is wrong? What
because
has changed?
at that time, Bruno was considered the talisman. He was considered the man, and so he's going to step up and play that way. And this is something that I have an issue with Bruno, where it's okay, you are the man, and you're playing that way, and you're showing it. However, at the second when Ronaldo steps in or somebody else, obviously Ronaldo is a man for Portugal. So you have the Euros, and Euros don't really happen for Bruno. Well, Ronaldo, that's arguable. He was top scorer, fine. But now you bring that same thing to United right now, and it seems that I don't know if Bruno is afraid, intimidated, what, but he is not the same Bruno as he was when he was considered the man. And it's the same argument that I have with Martial, where you have certain players who will not step up unless they're like told like they are the man, and like no matter what they do, like they can do no wrong. And so I wish our players will get past that. But it's hard when the one leader we have on our side, Ronaldo, is that same way. So he's setting the bar. and they all think the same way too.
This is the best comment you can say here right now. Bruno caught the league off guard, which is true, and teams have figured him out. It's almost similar to like when Pep Guardiola took over Barcelona, right? That whole tiki taka caught everybody off guard for a couple of years, and then people figured out Barcelona after a couple of years, right? Same thing with Bruno Fernandes as well too. People realize that if you nick Bruno Fernandes, he's going to start to whine, and that may offset him, offset his mindset, right? And refs are also realizing that.
Correct.
Guys, so let's talk about the only bright spot in the game. Notice I say
Sancho.
bright spot.
Sancho.
I didn't say bright player, right? Because outside of the goal, he also did not have a stellar game for Manchester United. But we're going to talk about players and player performances and player ratings a little later in the program. So Bruno Fernandes passes the ball, switches the play from left to right. Paul Pogba collects the ball, runs across the halfway line, and plays the ball back on the other, back across to Jadon Sancho that collects the ball, beats the first defender. The second man steps off him, giving him some space, and he's like, "You really want to give me that space? Well, all right, let me see what can happen here." Puts the ball, nice curve around the goalkeeper into the box. I mean, that goal at that point in time was 1-1. That goal was great. It was, I think it lifted the team for the rest of the first half. We played even before that goal came. There was a period of time when Fred collected the ball and looked like he was going to walk through the box. The first half, it looked like two heavyweights sparring against each other. The second half, we were just obliterated.
I think after we took Pogba off, we went and we deflated.
Yeah, but even before we took Pogba off, we wasn't really saying anything. We had no shots. So, but for the first half, it looked like two Titans.
We were going back and forth, yes.
But talk to me, Big Phil. What were your thoughts on Sancho's goal?
No, he took it well. It was a very great finish. Just to see the Jadon Sancho, who was an adolescent at Manchester City, now be at Manchester United and score against his former club as a man right now. That was a well taken goal, and that gave me a little bit of hope, a glimpse of hope. Right, I didn't get too carried away, but I was so happy for Jadon Sancho. Great pass from Paul Pogba, and he definitely should have been subbed in the second half. But I digress. Back to Jadon Sancho's goal, definitely taken well. And like I said, I honestly did not know where goals were coming from. But that first half, I wasn't as nervous.
Read that comment there, Phil.
From David A. Giddings, first half was a derby, second half was a City. Yeah.
100%.
The second half was definitely styling and profiling. It was a freestyle for Manchester City. But we'll talk about that later, though. As President Chad said, let's focus on the only bright spark or the only positive that happened in the game. Jadon Sancho, well taken goal, celebrated against his City fans. And,
I wanted him to kiss the United badge, because if he had done that, all I would have bought his shirt the next day. His shirt would have sold out. You say you came through City's academy, step up like that. So to me, he was trying to be like, no big deal, fine, but no, you got to celebrate that. They gave you, they brought you through the academy. You didn't give them the chance. You get to the other side, you step up and you score. No, you need to celebrate that one. So I was kind of disappointed that he did not do that. Maybe I'm in the wrong there. President Chad, you're muted right now.
I say it's not that he didn't celebrate at all. He was definitely low key in his celebration.
No, I wanted more.
Yeah. Definitely, I agree with that. So after that, we had the second Kevin De Bruyne goal. The ball was ricocheting in the box. There was an initial shot from Phil Foden. I mean, we haven't said anything about him, but how many big saves did David De Gea make today?
It's So there's a reason why.
What would the scoreline have been if it was David
There's a
De
reason
Gea
why I
today?
have this shirt here right now, a signed shirt from David De Gea. If people can't realize right now, there's a reason why he's behind there right now, and then it's like he is the man of our season for how many seasons now? He had like one off season. People were ready to get rid of him. So no, it's David De Gea is an absolute legend right now. There is no possible way you could blame him for any of those goals today. Like even the one that took the deflection off Maguire, he would have had that save if it did not take that deflection. So I do not want to hear anything bad about De Gea today, and that's what it comes down to.
If David De Gea is not given a statue by the time he leaves Manchester United, I will be absolutely surprised. Remember at the start of this season, people were talking about Dean Henderson. I have no idea who Dean Henderson is. Dean Henderson is not even on Wikipedia right now. Okay,
And it's a shame. It's a shame because Dean Henderson is such a good goalkeeper. He is a very good goalkeeper, and he will do a very good job at another Premier League club. But he's a United fan. He wants to be at United. His only problem is that he has David De Gea right now, who is in the form of his life.
Let me tell you,
And
Dean
if Dean
Henderson.
Henderson wants to leave, none of us here will have anything bad to say about him. Hey, no problem. You played well when you had your chances. We wish you well, but you are not displacing David De Gea. It's the
Let
same
me,
thing we see with Ben Foster right now.
let me
And
tell
Ben
you, Dean
Foster,
Henderson.
unfortunately, when we play Watford, he, of course, as like the typical ex-United keeper does, played well. So yeah,
Let me tell you, Dean Henderson's problem. And for those that are still logged on to the video, please like. And if you're not subscribed to our YouTube page, please subscribe as well. Um, Dean Henderson's problem was that he caught COVID at the wrong time. At the
yes,
end of last season, coming
he,
into this season,
he was ready.
Dean Henderson was going to be our
Number
league
one.
goalkeeper. And Dean Henderson's loss is Manchester United and David De Gea's gain
Mhm.
because he got COVID, was unable to start the season for us, and David De Gea has just kept so well that Dean
Mhm.
cannot even make it into the cup sides. You understand? That's where it's at. For about 3 seasons since Jose Mourinho, we've been playing cup keepers and league keepers. But David De Gea's form is so good at the moment
you
that
want
Dean
you
can't
want
even
you want you
the
want to
cup side.
know you want to know what I fear, and this will be the most Manchester United thing to do. Right, the year will be 2026, 2027, where we finally get our defense right, but David De Gea leaves, and we have some sort of shit goalkeeper in bar now. And that's what I fear. We would have gotten rid of the Harry Maguire. We would have probably gotten two solid centre backs who know how to communicate.
So I do not see that happening though. From when you read David De Gea's comments, when he's speaking, like yes, he's from Madrid, but he feels like he's from Manchester now. Been here for so long. I do not see that happening. So I
But
have to
here's
respect
the thing,
his
right?
career though.
David De Gea. Let's say David De Gea doesn't leave, right? David De Gea could not be in the same form he was that he is now. Let's say 5 years from now. But what happens now, right? All the blame will get shit on David De Gea
No, no,
again,
no, no,
right?
no, because I actually see David De Gea like following the model of Van der Sar. And
Yeah,
Van der
but
Sar
there were times Van der Sar has not been that great for us per se.
yeah, but he also stepped up when needed to be. So obviously you will realize there's matches that you play him and matches you don't. And this is a dilemma that I struggle with right now because I think that De Gea and Henderson right now is a great 1-2 combo. Because I think Henderson is a great goalkeeper. However, the problem now is Henderson also needs minutes to keep his match fitness up. But with the form that De Gea is in, how can you justify dropping him now too? And that's the dilemma that I struggle with more than anything else.
I think the only solution.
President Chad. All I will say is, if it wasn't for David De Gea, it could have been a domino score today. That's all I can say.
For sure, for sure,
Dominoes.
definitely, for sure.
Definitely. I mean, guys, this is the breakdown. And we normally go through every situation, but I really don't want to talk about those two Mahrez goals, I'm honest. I really don't want to talk about it. So let's just acknowledge the fact that both Kevin De Bruyne and Mahrez had a double against Manchester United today, and we can move on. right?
You know the worst part about that too now, and this is bittersweet for me because like I am a United fan at heart, but I'm also realistic, and I put De Bruyne in my fantasy side because I thought that he could do something today.
Because De Bruyne shows up for big games. He does.
And that is the worst part about it because I'm like, yes, I'm like I love United to death. I have the tattoo over my heart. I have a red devil over my heart tattooed. But I'm also realistic when I'm like, oh boy, this is set up for him, and I have to play it.
President Chad, the amount of space that Fred, Bruno, and Scott gave Kevin De Bruyne today. Oh my God. It was a field day. President Chad, after the 70th minute, it was just styling and profiling. It was freestyling. It was so embarrassing that the city fans started doing the pause nine dance.
Jeez.
They were jumping up and down, pause nine dance. They were back in the
Yeah.
field and doing the pause nine dance. That's how embarrassing we were today.
So I wanna talk about United's progression. Now, for people who don't know, Manchester United is no longer in the top four. Arsenal won their game today. They beat Watford 3-2. So we are fifth. And next week, right? Arsenal have two games where we only have one. So even if we win our next game against Spurs, once they get any kind of result in any of their two games, we are going to remain fifth. So I want to talk a little bit about the top four. Do we think how do you feel about the top four, Phil? Do you think that we could get the top four?
I'm lighting a candle for Manchester United's
Oh,
chances at
jeez,
top four.
on.
I'm lighting a candle, right? Because this is a rest in peace to Manchester United's chances at top four. Okay? Our flame was burning bright for our chance at top four. Top four gone. Sorry. Sorry. No, we have to win the Champions League to get back into the Champions League.
Talk to me, Devin. What say you?
So right now, Arsenal just jumped us, and they have 3 games in hand right now, and we've got to play. God, Spurs. We got to play Liverpool. We got to play Arsenal as well too. I think the Arsenal match we may actually have a chance.
And we have to play Chelsea in the second and last game of the season.
And you're thinking right now it's with this side that does not have like that leader out there right now, and it's um
Don't forget also
we
Arsenal
no,
only
no, no,
have
no, no,
one game a week.
stop. I said it before. They have 3 games in hand on us right now. We will need an absolute miracle from our side right now because Arteta is doing such a good job with those youngsters right now, promoted from youth. So I have to give credit for Arteta for that right now.
You
We
know,
will need an absolute miracle right now for us to jump past Arsenal right now.
I don't
And
think it's really American.
we have to beat Arsenal and convincingly for us to have a legitimate chance at top four.
I don't think we need a
That,
miracle.
that's the top four final right there when we play Arsenal.
Arsenal has a tendency of falling off a cliff. But
No,
that
that's
tendency,
Spurs. That's Spurs, not Arsenal. That's Spurs.
no, that was Arsenal too. But that was normally Arsenal under Arsene Wenger. So let's see if let's see if this present coach is going to be able to forge a new culture at Arsenal where the team doesn't do well, and then as soon as we head into March, they start to fall off a cliff because based on the performance today, and I also don't believe they're going to fall off a cliff. So
We have to beat them. We have to win. If we lose that game or draw, there goes top four. End of the day. When we play Arsenal, that's it.
But here's the thing: two things, right? Arsenal only have one game a week, so their players will always be fresh. One and two. Whenever Arsenal slip up or when other teams above us slip up, does Manchester United Football Club capitalize on that? No, we
Yes,
don't.
agreed.
No, we
Agreed.
don't.
Agreed.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes, I
That's what
agree.
I'm saying. Top four is over right now.
Robert says, despite the embarrassing loss, he still thinks we're going to get a result against Spurs and a result against Atleti.
Yes, so I actually agree with that. Spurs, yes. Spurs are Spurs. So yes, I think we will get that result. Atletico, I think we get that result. However, who do we draw next? Can we handle them against that next? And that is my issue. So I'm thinking not just past them, I'm thinking for the next step ahead. It's like in chess, we have to think 2, 3 moves ahead.
Guys, I just want to say that whatever in this cup is starting to kick in.
All right, then.
So, I didn't really eat before. So if I can't finish the program, I know Big Phil will handle the stories.
Or
I'm
me.
just putting in the disclaimer from now, right? because because
what was that? I try to think it's a Trinity song. Oh shoot.
But this is the right day, because at the end of the day, Manchester United does make us catch the spirits on a Sunday.
yeah, I wouldn't lie. I came into the program and I was in a very solemn mood.
Yep.
I was actually contemplating going and getting a YouTube. You know that sound they just play when at military funerals? Bum, 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 bum. I was actually considering starting the program with that song in the background because that's how I felt. But right now, I feel pretty good. I feel pretty good.
If it's one thing that will not spoil my day, is Manchester United. I love you to death, but you will never spoil my weekend ever again.
I feel pretty good right now. So, and I agree with Robert Wallace as well. I do think we could get a result against Spurs. Those Spurs midfield. Anyway,
however, it's that Son and Kane thing, because the two of one have some sort of partnership right now, which I mean for the rest of Spurs right now, you could think okay they look dodgy here and there and left and right, but that partnership is world class. That is our biggest fear. If we can find a way to block that, we will beat them.
So Big Phil Robert is giving you some fashion advice. He's letting you know that our hat is just not working with that Manchester United top. So Martin Philip is saying, gentlemen, you are aware that for the remainder of the season, Arsenal have one difficult game, which is Manchester United. And
Arsenal got to play Liverpool and Chelsea.
I think they have more than one. I know they have to play us, but I think they have to play Liverpool and Chelsea.
Arsenal only play Manchester City twice. They still got to play us. They still got to play Chelsea. Still got to play Spurs. Still got to play Liverpool.
Carlson is asking if we deserve top 4.
No,
based on our performances, and it should be told, Carlson. The answer to that is no. Guys, before we shut it down,
actually, I would like to go back to that comment because I think that could be a very good discussion right now.
We shutting it down.
No, before we shut it down, I want to talk a little bit about Ralph Rangnick, because overall, to me, especially in the first half, Ralph Rangnick's the team has slowly and progressively improved under Ralph.
Mm-hmm.
Before today's game, Manchester United has collected more points during the time Ralph has been here than Manchester City before today's game, right? So Ralph has definitely improved the team. Has this game changed your opinion of Ralph in any way at all, Big Phil? Or do you is Ralph still positive and net positive in your mind?
So for me, no, it does not, because at the end of the day, he's still an interim manager. He's basically the one to steady the ship for when we get the permanent manager assigned. What concerns me now is who they go with for the next manager after this. Because I can tell you, Ralph is all about Ten Hag. Everything I'm reading, everything I'm seeing. To me, I think the board still thinks that Pochettino is the guy. And that's the part where I get concerned. because I think Ralph, especially when he goes up for the advisory board afterwards, you have that, and especially you have Ten Hag, and they're on the same wavelength. That can do wonders for Manchester United. But if you bring Pochettino in, I just don't see Ralph and Pochettino being on the same page, and we go right back into the same circle, starting all over again now.
Big Phil,
So
what say you about Ralph?
I always said that, one of Ralph's biggest tests while he was in this 6 month period would have been when he faced like teams above us in the Big Six, right? Um, and I say it would have been his biggest test because the team hasn't looked that well. There have been slight improvements and there's slight progression, but we're still far away, right? And today's result, yes, it was a bad day at the office, but I expect more of these results versus top six teams, in my opinion, right? So let's see what happens for the month of March. We're off to a very dismal start. People are saying that we will get a result versus Spurs. Right now, Spurs are just as inconsistent as us, but I think we have more quality to maybe sneak in a 1 or 2 goal. Right? We have a better goalkeeper than them. The only thing that's concerning me for the Spurs result will we are obviously Harry Kane and Son. But Ralph, you're steadying the ship. I admire what you're doing so far, but you have so much work cut out for you, man. That's all I gotta say.
correct.
Let me, at the end of the season, right? We have awards, Manchester United awards. And I know
Give De Gea all 1 awards.
I know the manager plays a crucial part in deciding who gets certain awards. But I think this club needs to give Ralph Ragnick an award. Ralph Ragnick has had so much crap to deal with at Manchester United, both on and off the field. I think we have a godsend in a practical German person to handle this situation at this moment in time. Because really and truly, the play playing Manchester United has been a shit show since Ralph has come here. Right? You had the Greenwood issue, you have challenges in the back room, divisions in the dressing room, stuff spilling out in public. You have just he inherited a bad performing side. It's just there's been no shortage of challenges that Ralph Ragnick has had to deal with. And I still give him kudos. You know what I mean? Now, mind you, I'm not saying I want him to be the permanent manager, but I still give him kudos for what he has done so far. So we're looking to shut it down. I want to let you all know we have a lot of very exciting stuff coming up on the United Hour. We're going to be having a really nice signed t-shirt giveaway that we're going to be announcing on Thursday's program. Between now and Thursday, you're also going to get some content. We're also going to do, some stuff during the week as well. So look out for that. And guys, any parting words?
We never die. Keep yes, we can get wounded, but we never die.
Red Devils never die for sure. Big Phil?
Seatbelt is on for the month of March. I hope everybody else's seatbelt is on as well. So great show. Great therapy. And I look forward to the next episode for sure.
Yeah, well, I mean, the Bible does say.
Cheers to that.
The Bible does say that, wine makes the heart merry. So God knew what he was doing when he allowed man to make wine. Red Devils, we don't die, we multiply. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday, people.
Hey, if you appreciate what we're doing here at the United Hour, please like, please subscribe, and let's grow this community.